What's up, Fruitful investors? In this video, I'm talking about a super touchy subject, why we shouldn't have a $15 an hour minimum wage. Yes, I'm making a bit of a click video. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, but I'm gonna give you a very rational perspective from an actual business owner, an employer, me, who actually employs people. I'm gonna give you kind of my spin on it, my thoughts on it. Obviously, if you guys don't follow me, I'm a real estate investor. I was a multi-millionaire, self-made by the age of 30, multi-millionaire by the age of 32. So I did it all on my own. I built this. I didn't get money handed to me. I'm not some theoretical politician sitting in Congress making decisions. This is how the world works, and they have never done or worked an actual day in their life because they had rich parents, etc., etc. You know the story. I'm gonna give you a real spin from a real person who has employees. And by the way, just to clear the air, I have 13 employees who I pay very, very well, way above average, way above minimum wage, because that's just the way I roll. And we also work in a bit more of a lucrative business, real estate investing. It's not like I own a little grocery store in the corner where I can't pay over and above. But again, I'm gonna give you my economic spin. Obviously, being a real estate investor, I would think I understand economics very well. I understand business very well. So I'm gonna give you, again, my spin on it. So, by the way, these thoughts or ideas I'm gonna share are really not my own. I have my own spin on them, but they're mostly from Peter Schiff. So Peter Schiff is amazing economist. Again, a self-made multi-millionaire, I think almost billionaire. So I'm getting his, and don't think because he's a billionaire, he's gotta be evil. It's just the most stupidest thing. Seriously, guys, the nicest people I know are rich, wealthy people. I'm just putting it right there. A lot of the people who are shitty in life and slug around and have a shitty attitude, all broke people. I'm just putting it right there. If I've offended you already, you're not gonna make it through this video. You're probably already logged off. Wealthy people are the nicest people ever. This whole lie that rich people are bad, bullshit. Anyway, before I start offending more. Okay, so we have the corporate ladder, right? We've all heard about climbing the corporate ladder. So we got the rungs here. Okay. Right? Here we got CEO of some bullshit business. Okay, so here we got the slugger, the first rung of the ladder. Now, you're supposed to climb the corporate ladder, get experience. Maybe, you know, we're here, I don't know, 17 years old, 19 years old, fresh out of school, and we jump on the first rung of the ladder. We're slugging shit, we're cleaning floors, whatever, you know what I mean? We're doing very, very entry level jobs. So what the $15 an hour kind of has done, and again, I'm coming from you from an actual business owner. I'm telling you, this is how it goes. Not some theoretical bullshit politician, like I said, sitting in Congress, real, in the jungle, in the market. This is what's happening. We had these entry-level jobs for the 17-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever. And what's happened is we made the $15 an hour here. Like we skipped ladder. So now, if you're like fresh out of school, you're getting screwed, because if being a business owner, if I gotta pay $15 an hour for the simplest task, which is scrubbing floors, okay, who do you think I'm gonna go with? Who am I gonna choose? Okay, so if I have 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds who unfortunately have low skill, maybe they've been in school, you know, they did their bachelor's and their master's, now they're 25 years old, they're like, you know what, screw university, it's not for me, I'm gonna go into the workforce. By the way, guys, this happens very often, especially in 2021. This is what's happening. You have older people, more mature people, having to apply for entry-level jobs because they've been in university so long, or many other reasons why they're this old, okay? I'm gonna hire these guys. Any boss would. Why would I hire the 16-year-old? I can hire the 25-year-old who's probably more mature, maybe has kids or a family. They're not gonna piss around at the job as much. I'm probably gonna go with them the most. So who the $15 an hour, and I'm gonna get more into this, just hold on, man. Who this hurts the most, number one, is entry-level people. Now, the big theory or the big thing is living wage. The reason why they wanna do the $15 an hour is because we need a living wage. You can't live off of $10 an hour if you have a family, etc., etc. Guys, you wanna hear the secret? You're not supposed to fucking live off of minimum wage. The living wage isn't supposed to be, like, if you're working at McDonald's, you're not supposed to be raising a family. You're supposed to be making $19 an hour, $20 an hour, $25 an hour if you have a family and you're living on your own in a studio in New York. I get it, it's super expensive. You're not supposed to be living off of entry-level employment. So this whole thing of like, we need a living wage, dude, of course, you can't even live off of $15 an hour if you're in a major city, let alone like Iowa or Utah or something. Maybe there you can, but if you're like in New York, Florida, like whatever, you're not living off 15 bucks an hour. Even that's way too low. You need 20 bucks an hour. So, and the reason why this is because you didn't get the experience to work up the ladder. Right? So now you're 25 years old coming out of university and you're telling the politicians, I can't live off of $15 an hour because I've been in university for so long, I have no experience. Exactly. How would you have gotten experience if it was a free market where the employer could set the rate for anybody, right? So this is what's happening. So if you were 14 years old, 15 years old, you could get the shitty job of folding envelopes, cleaning floors at some shitty job for 10 bucks an hour, right? But now you can't even do that because the boss is not going to hire you. So what's happening now is if I had 3 employees, so I'm the employer, if I could have 3 employees and they'd raise the minimum wage, which they are like almost everywhere now. In Canada, this is the way it is now. 15 bucks an hour minimum wage, or in Ontario anyway. And I had 3 employees and this guy was just folding, like I said, folding envelopes, cleaning the floors, etc. I'm gonna fire this one. I have to. I'm a small business owner. I own like a corner store. How am I gonna make this work? I'm gonna fire one of them and keep these 2. So you're actually losing more jobs. Number 2, you're gonna lose more jobs because you're pricing people out of the market and you're forcing employers to only hire probably older, more mature people. So it just screws the younger people. So all these policies just screw the younger people. And I apologize if this is getting a little confusing. I'm just kind of ranting as a business owner because who this really hurts in a nutshell, this honestly, in real life, not political, not on some TV with some like bullshit diagrams. In real life, I'm honestly telling you as a business owner who hangs out with a lot of business owners, this actually ends up hurting younger people or people with 0 experience because they can't get the experience anymore. Because even if you did that shitty job of cleaning floors, folding envelopes, you're making 10 bucks an hour, whatever. The point isn't to make more money. The point is to get experience. Now you're gonna say, well, what kind of experience? He's just folding paper, he's not getting any experience. The experience of holding down a job, showing an employer that you can be at work on time and listen and do stuff so that when you do that for 6 months, then you go to apply for the next job for 12 bucks an hour. And then your former boss says, yeah, they were really good. They always showed up on time. I had them folding papers, just doing bullshit. And now they're applying for a cashier job, right? Now they're making 12 bucks an hour, etc. They're climbing the corporate ladder the way it's supposed to be done. But now we've blocked the ladder. The first rung is up here and you're screwing young people the most or people with no experience. The people who go to university and finish it and actually get a job in the degree in which they went to school for, which by the way, doesn't happen very often, but when it does, yeah, they're getting jobs at 20 bucks an hour, 25, 30, etc. because they have experience and they have theoretical knowledge behind them and they have a degree behind them. So they'll probably start the ladder up here, etc., etc. But that's not what's happening with young people, okay? That's just not what's happening. So what I kind of propose or think about is, and again, I'm just spitballing. I'm not saying like, if I was a politician, this is what I would do immediately. I'm just kind of spitballing. There would be no minimum wage. Oh, dude, are you a Trump supporter? You must be. No, I'm not. What this would do is free market. Okay, so a more conservative person like me, oh, I said the bad thing, didn't I? Okay, here's the truth. I'm an independent. I'm right in the middle on most things. I've voted for almost every major party in Canada throughout my life, throughout my adult life. So I sit pretty well in the middle. I lean a little more right when it comes to economic policies, how the economy should work, because I understand it, I would say, pretty well compared to most average people. And when it comes to social policies, building hospitals, providing more services for people who need it, I lean a little more left, okay? So I'm kind of right in the middle. But when it comes to economic policies, I'm pretty right on that. But the whole point of a conservative viewpoint is government, get the fuck out of my pocket and get out of my mouth, which means don't control me. Let me do what I want to do. As long as I'm not breaking human rights laws or hurting people, leave me the fuck alone. That's a free market capitalist, okay? That's kind of what the right kind of more so believes. Leave us alone. Let us do what we want to do. Let the market dictate what is right. Just like the real estate market, right? The people dictate the house prices. The market dictates what's going on. It should pretty much be the way it is for minimum wage as well, or just wages, period. There wouldn't be a minimum wage. If you're walking around, like I said, I'm thinking of like a entry easy job, putting flyers in people's mailboxes, okay? That should be like a $10 an hour job. But now that it has to be 15, that employer is not gonna hire them, which is a perfect example for me. So like I would hire kids for 10 bucks an hour to go around and do flyers. As a real estate investor, I flyer a lot of people to get deals and tell sellers, if you wanna sell to me. Now that it's 15 bucks an hour, it doesn't make any sense. So who do I hire? The Postal Service in Canada. I just hire them. So the 17-year-old kid who just wants to get some experience, he got screwed. He could be doing the work for me, but he's not anymore. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening, obviously on a much larger scale all across the country. And again, guys, I'm just spitballing ideas. I'm talking fast because I have a lot of ideas on this, but I would honestly bet that if it was more of a free market aspect when it comes to wage, you would see a lot more people getting experience and climbing the corporate ladder much faster rather than staying at the very few jobs of a cashier or a McDonald's person. By the way, there's nothing wrong with those jobs. It's just that people kind of sit at those jobs and stay there when it has a cap or an entry cap of 15 bucks an hour. That's just how it works in the real world. Again, call me stupid, call me a racist, I'm sure I'm gonna get a ton of comments. Fucking Trump supporter, dude, whatever. Comment below what your thoughts are. I'm just spitballing ideas, and as a business owner who's actually in the market, actually has employees, I would say kind of listen to what I'm saying, rather than some dude who's like 20, who's in university, who's like, fuck you, right-wing motherfucker, who doesn't have any experience working or having employees or running a business. Fuck you. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm ranting on this video. If you like this video, smash that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts below. I'll see you in the next video. I'm getting the fuck out of here.